Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Monday, July the 15th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed the session out for the day here. The Dow closed up close to 20 points, the Nasdaq closed up 7.5 points, and the S&P 500 closed up a little over 2 points. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 4,046 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. We had 2,148 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. So pretty much you could call it a 2-to-1 in favor of the bulls if you want. Slightly off a bit, but kind of a mixed market today. There wasn't really any sector that outperformed, by a big scale. And the other ones, we did see some nice strength in the utilities today, but then again, we don't trade utility stocks as active traders. Those are more like investment trades and stuff like that. But that sector did perform pretty well today. BA was strong. The financials were weak in the morning, but then they recovered pretty well. Some of them, JP Morgan was the weakest financial out of all of them. I believe it made a nice little run off of its lows, so we'll take a look here shortly. Bank of America tried to push that 14 level, but was just not able to break over it today, maybe tomorrow. You can see the action. Let's go take a look at the charts here. Let's go ahead and break down the chart, starting off the SPY. You can see for the past, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3. For the past 3 weeks, there's really been the market's just really been giving you, not much to do as far as an intraday trader. There's been action across the board, but as far as clean action intraday, it's either been, some days we have some clean action when we have a little dip down in the morning, and then we rally for the rest of the day. But just take a look at the amount of gaps we have in the chart. This is, pretty choppy environment in a very steep upward fashion. This would have been a good environment to trade as far as put positions on if you were a swing trader. But on an intraday basis, you really got to make sure that you're playing the right stock, so you could just be churning your account and really not progressing at all. So you want to make sure you're trading the stocks that show the momentum. And today the momentum was inside of the solar sector. All right, thanks to the news that came out this morning from the Chinese saying that they're trying to make something where they start supporting domestic solar companies or something like that. I forgot, but either way, I posted it on the Facebook page if you want to go check that out on Wall Street Trading. But either way, the solar sectors were in play today. You guys know the financials have been in play, so we've been over there. Some of the tech stocks have been in play. So those are the stocks that you want to trade when you have an environment like this where it's kind of gappy and choppy, and we really don't have any wide range bar days. Something like this or something like this. We just haven't seen that. We've seen the days where we made lows and we rallied off the lows for the rest of the day. Those are good days to trade. But the days where we have, not that much action and volumes, pretty low. Again, you got to be looking at the right thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at some levels to watch for tomorrow, and then we'll take a look at a couple of stocks. I want to start switching up the way I do the videos a bit here, so we can start looking at more of the stocks in the beginning of the video, so you guys can see what we actually do. All right, 169 on the SPY is the next resistance level. We know this. Support level you want to work off of will come from this 167 area, from this opening price right here, also from the opening price right here, from the big gap up we had. So as long as we can hold above 167, that'll be pretty good. The target that we're looking for to get hit is at 169, which we'll see what happens at 169 if and when we get there. All right, we're still above these nice little rising moving averages right here, so that looks pretty good. And just got to stick with the trend, which is to the top side, of course, here. All right, taking a real quick look at the triple Qs here. Same thing for the NASDAQ 100 ETF, triple Qs. We broke above 75. The longer we hold above 75, that would be pretty bullish. All right, that would be good if we can consolidate a bit here and then move higher. But even if we just keep on moving away from the 75 level, that would be good. We just don't want to see us break back below and hold below 75. Or I would say that'll be fine, but we don't want to see a break back and hold below the gap up from Thursday. If so, we got a gap fill all the way down here towards the 73.50, this little full area right here. All right, and then if we make a move to the top side, remember there's not much resistance on the triple Qs until all the way up to like 82. So 82 is the next target for a little a little short-term, intermediate-term target on the triple Qs is up there towards 82. which is why I believe the markets continue going higher. You want to be focusing on that technology sector, which of course we've been saying that since back here from the breakout back here in the beginning of May, which we called from our Nasdaq futures channel. All right, and again, if you guys haven't had a chance to watch the video that we did, but we called the Nasdaq for long right here when we broke above our proprietary channel analysis that we have at this nice little angle right here. And ever since then, we rallied back up, came back to the bottom. They held the bottom of the little channel down there. We rallied right back up. So there's a lot of analysis. If you guys want to make sure you subscribe to the videos, check in with the videos, and you'll be on the right side of the market. All right, IWM, Russell 2000 continues to perform pretty well. The strongest sector out there. I'm sorry, well, the strongest index out there, I should say. A lot of the small caps are doing pretty well right now. As long as this stays pretty contained against this rising moving average right here, I think you should be fine. It's going to start getting a little bit more challenging if we start to see this thing just take off vertically. Then we're going to say, okay, we're going to be looking for that capitulation type of trade. But right now, we're just kind of gapping, grinding higher, gapping, grinding higher. And again, when you're trading like that, you want to make sure you're in the right name. So what were the right names to be in today? Well, CSIQ. Stock was up over 20% today. All right, we've been talking about the solars. You guys know, if you guys been in the chat room, that we've been, trading the solars here and there from FSLR, especially the SPWR, which has been a stock that we traded, a couple of times here. But CSIQ, one of the better performing stocks in the market today, if not the best performing stock in the market today, up 20%. Again, they're going to be doing a lot of business supposedly with the Chinese government now, providing solar equipment. So we'll see how that plays out. Either way, the sector took off on that news. So CSIQ was in play. We talked about that one before the market opened it on mywallstreettv.com, live intraday chat room, excuse me. SPWR has been in play. You can see it's been holding this 18 level right here, and then ever since it was able to break above this little downward trend line right here, the momentum's been kind of just picking up. We had a couple wide range bars down in here, a little 2-bar pullback, but ever since then, this thing's really been picking up some nice momentum. Today, had a nice little move. It looks like it's getting a little bit toppy up here. It is coming all the way from 18 to 27, or even hit 27.70 today, which was our target we gave out in the chat room. Again, if you have not been to our chat room yet, it's mywallstreettv.com. The password to log in is SMART, S-M-A-R-T. If you have trouble logging in, you can contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com, and I can help you out with that. But SPWR is trading pretty strong, so keep that one on your radar. Again, it may need a couple days to pull back in and fill in a bit, but again, these solar stocks have been beaten up a lot, so they could start getting some nice momentum in them, like they've had, for the past couple weeks or so. Let's see here. FSLR in a range. If FSLR could get back above the 50.27 level from this little breakdown that we had out, this little consolidation right here, that'll be pretty good, and then we can start making our way back up towards 56. Again, the strongest one in the sector right now is CSIQ, but you also have WFR you could take a look at. Some of the guys I know in the room were trading CSTY or CTCY, SCTY. Where's the Solar City at? Hold on a second. Solar City, SCTY. Yeah, so Solar City is another one that people have been trading here. This one's been, having some nice little small tight candles, but who knows? Maybe you could get a nice little wide range candle sometime this week. All right, so be on the lookout for that one. I mean, you can take a look at the 60-minute chart, and let's take a look at the 15 here. Don't really see any nice little tight consolidation. Just looks like it's kind of just floating higher. But keep an eye on this name. This name could maybe give you a nice little wide expansion bar. It did have some nice momentum action back here. It could do the same thing maybe over here sometime soon if the solars continue to be in play. The financials, again, JP Morgan had earnings on Friday. They sold the stock off today. It gapped up. They sold it off again. As long as it could hold above this 54, 50 level, that'll be pretty good. If not, we could get some back and fill action a bit there. Morgan Stanley was trading much stronger. You can take a look at Morgan Stanley. MS, looks like it wants to make its way back up here towards 27.18. They have earnings coming out on Thursday. It looks like on the 18th. Keep an eye on this sector. This one's trending up pretty nice right here as well. and Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo held up today. Remember, this is one of the stronger looking financial charts out there. This one's not too far away from making all-time highs. All-time highs is from the September monthly highs back here around 44.69. So keep an eye on this one. That level may act as a magnet towards that. So the financials are hanging in there tomorrow. Wells Fargo could, be a stock to watch for a wide range bar day up above 44. All right, taking a look at Citigroup. Citigroup had earnings out this morning. They beat their earnings. Let's see, take a look at the numbers down here. They came in with a $1.18 or so estimate versus the actual $1.25. So they beat by, what is that? They beat by what, 7 cents or so. All right, so that's pretty good. Stock sold off and gave you opportunity to buy it off that dip down there. 51 reverse right back up. Keep an eye on this one tomorrow. Take a look at the 60-minute chart. If this thing could, let's see here. Take a look at the 60-minute chart. This thing could hold, I would say, this base here around, say, 51.75. Take out these highs. We could have some nice action there. You did have a nice little wide range bar here that it could start to try to build like a little flag off of. So keep an eye on Citigroup. Again, unless the market gaps up tomorrow, this one should maybe open up flat, maybe down slightly, and give you an opportunity to get involved in the name if the financials are strong. Goldman Sachs held up pretty well today. We traded that a little bit in the chat room. This one, they have earnings. Goldman Sachs has earnings coming out. Have earnings coming out on the 16th, tomorrow. They'll be reporting their earnings in the morning, and this thing's looking pretty good. It broke this little downtrend line right here, and it's gapping up today. Looks like the next target on this one's up here towards 166. So keep an eye on that name as well. The technology stocks looking pretty good. Amazon, we talked about Amazon a bit here ever since it broke this nice little downward channel, which you could see now. You can see now what we were kind of forecasting off of this nice little bullish pattern. Breakout, pulled back in, held the back test line, breakout. Moved back up towards these highs, pulled back in, wasn't quite ready yet. Little shakeout below, rally right back up. That was your go. That's the type of action you see when you see this nice little downward bullish pattern. This is what we train you guys to teach you guys, train you guys to, to start looking for that pattern in charts and knowing how to visualize that pattern and what to expect of it when it plays out. All right, you can go back to our older videos that we did, a couple weeks ago and see how we were analyzing this Amazon chart right before all this action happened, which is what we were forecasting in it. So that was some good action there. What else? IBM's been showing a little bit of strength, even though this one has been getting beaten down. It's trying to carve out some little support down here in front of this 190 level. Now that you look at it, you can see a nice little tight little pattern starting to form here. So keep an eye on IBM's. The tech stocks are strong tomorrow. I'm sorry, if the tech stocks are strong, this one can maybe get a lift. At the same time, they do have earnings coming out this week, so it's going to be a big week for IBM as well. We're either going to get a big gap up or I would say a big gap down. You can see what happened last time we had earnings. This thing closed that day at 207 and opened up the next day at 197, so gap down $10. So we'll see. Are we going to see a big price jump? We're going to see a big price jump on this earnings go around or what? We'll have to wait and find out. We did see some strength in some of the Chinese stocks. Baidu, this stock is picking up some strength pretty good here. Nice little wide range bar today. They have earnings coming out next week. Looks like next week, Wednesday on the 24th. Target on this one is up here towards 104, maybe even higher if it continues to show this nice momentum. And it also kind of looks like a nice little cup and handle pattern here from the gap down. So keep that one on watch. Cena. All right, Cena has been showing some decent action as well. This one's trying to coil up. You have this nice little downward trend line you could draw on the chart right here. Maybe if we start getting above this 58 level and holding up, that could get some nice traction. And then, of course, you have Sohu, S-O-H-U, another Chinese stock. This one's trading in a range. It has a breakout over 68. Keep an eye on this one. It's been chopping around between 68 and down here between, say, 61 or so. All right, trading sideways, really. You can take a look at Crude semiconductor stock. This one's on the highs. You can take a look at CTRP. A couple of them are trading pretty well, so keep them on your radar. What else? Aside from that, that's really about it. Some guys were talking about BA. I had people on Facebook asking me if they should buy some puts in BA off the news, and I'm like, you know what? Every time you trade these stocks off the news and they sell off, you know what happened last time when they had the battery, the fire on the plane or the battery or whatever. The stock just creamed everybody else trying to short it. So it could happen the same thing. It could just be a buying opportunity, and they start calming investors down about the fact, and they're going to get it fixed or whatever the case may be, and then next the stock's making new all-time highs again. So I wouldn't really short B until he shows you some more weakness, and maybe you want to see how they report for their earnings, which are coming out right here on the 24th. Energy stocks pulled in a bit today, but energy, USO, crude oil still pretty strong. Let's take a look at the crude oil. Again, and I'm taking any suggestions you guys have for these video formats. I want to make sure I tailor it right towards your guys' needs of finding some nice momentum stocks. And then of course you guys want to make sure you make it to our chat room as well, which we call out some nice momentum trades before the market action. Then we actually trade them and show you guys how to trade them in the chat room. Crude oil is looking pretty good. And guys, this crude oil is just not going to stop. Let's take a look at the charts I've been showing you guys for the past 4 or 5 months. Been talking about looking for a big move in crude oil by the third quarter. Well, the third quarter is here, and we got that big move, for the month already here. And looks like the target on crude oil is up here towards 115. So, is crude oil going to go higher or what? If it does, we better start investing in some of these solar companies, and better start investing in some of these natural gas companies that try to turn natural gas into fuel, and natural gas cars and stuff like that, because this thing could get crazy. Usually when you have a downward pattern like this, right, you have a nice little momentum sell, a rally up, a nice little symmetrical triangle. This usually goes with the trend, and the trend is still down because it's making lower highs, right? But now it's starting to change. We're having a little change in characteristics here, and this could be some nice upside momentum that could be picking up here for the rest of the year. And believe it or not, guys, this crude oil could be making its way back up towards 115, then maybe back up towards 140. All right, now I don't want to get too ahead of myself, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see crude oil at 110 by the end of the month, maybe if this momentum stays here, and then maybe 115 by the end of next month. Because this is a nice little, break of momentum to the top side right here. So keep it on watch. Crude oil, remember we talked about playing it via USO. Maybe a little bit too late. All right, you may want to wait for a pullback, but we did talk about playing it via USO call, selling USO puts, buying the USO ETF, buying some of those leveraged ETFs that are bullish with crude oil, anything, But either way, crude oil is strong. Gold, a little bit of lackluster there. Remember, we've been saying stay away from the precious metals. They've not been the sector you want to be in. It's just been no wide range bar days. A lot of gap action, no opportunities. Some of the gold miners have been in play. But GLD, we're really not interested in GLD until we get back above 132 or so, when we start holding above that level, because right now, same thing I showed you guys in the gold futures, inverted cup and handle pattern, right? So really, until you get back above that heavy level of resistance, they may try to short rallies below that 131 level. So we really want to see a nice bid above 131, some consolidation, giving us some conviction that people are actually going to try to hold their positions in gold because they expect it to go higher, and then we want to get involved in that move higher. Again, if you want to take a little bit more risk, you could try to buy it down here, expecting to move up towards those 131s. But at the same time, again, there's just other sectors to trade that are traded much cleaner and are much more readable than this sector. Gold miners, GDX, same thing. Don't want to be there. And that's about it, folks. Hope you guys had a great day today. We'll have some more stuff for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you make your way to the chat room, mywallstreettv.com. The password to log in is SMART. If you have any trouble getting there, you can contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. At the same time, if you're interested in trading with our prop firm or finding out what the difference between trading retail and prop firm, and wanting to see if actually prop trading is for you, give me a shout. Contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com, and I can explain you all the details, the pros and cons between being a retail trader and a prop trader, what the benefits are, and that's about it, folks. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Cheers.